PUBG is fun again. Not that I'm saying I got bored with the game or too frustrated to play it. I didn't quit PUBG or anything like that. I play it every single night, and I have been for the last 2 years that it's been out. But with this latest patch that's on the PTS right now, PUBG is the most fun it's been in quite some time. And here's why. They've reinserted fun things into the game just for the sole fact of them being fun. The new motor glider that's spawning on Erangel and Miramar, which on the PTS you can play on Erangel, is by far and away the most fun thing that they've added to the game, I think, ever. I don't think there's been something added to the game that's quite been this fun for everyone that's gotten to use it. I had my doubts at first. I thought that they were going to be kind of gimmicky and, overpowered, but they're really not. It's just a good time, and it's a fresh take on the game that we've been needing for quite some time. And like I said, flying around in these things with my squad the last couple nights has been the most fun I've had on PUBG in a while. I don't know about you guys, but this last season, it seems like PUBG got really intense and really sweaty. I don't know if it's because I got worse or other players were getting a lot better, or if there's just not as many players playing, which means that it's more the dedicated players that are playing, making the average skill that much better. Now in Season 5, we had a good win rate together, and I got a lot of kills, everything was fine, but I did find myself frustrated a lot of the nights because things just didn't go our way, or I was losing fights that I normally won, or I was just getting owned by people, quite frankly. And when you have a couple bad nights like that in a row, it kind of frustrates you and makes you want to take a break. So I was excited for this PTS, and I'm really excited for it to go live on January 30th, and after playing the PTS with my squad, now I'm even more excited. I wish I would have captured the squad audio because there were just some hilarious moments, whether we were just flying in the planes and crashing all over the place, getting in dogfights with other planes, getting shot down out of the sky, or dealing with the chaos that sometimes comes when you're trying to acquire a motor glider, whether it's yours or if you just drove up and another team has found it too. Now the motor gliders will only be on Erangel and Miramar, and I think that's a really smart decision because those maps are the biggest, and they actually move really fast, and they cover a lot of ground, and they don't eat up too much gasoline. So while they are a fun addition to the game, they are very practical, and they will help you out. They'll get you to the zone, and you can land them safely. You really won't get damaged if you run into things too often, so I think overall, the motor glider is a great addition. Now let's talk about the new map, Karakin. There's a couple things that I'd like to mention right off the start, the bad things with the map. The loot is pretty awful, so you can find weapons, but they don't come with very much ammo, and it's very hard to find sights, it seems. Not only that, but sometimes it's hard to find the essentials even if you loot an entire complex or a couple little complexes. You might not find much healing, you might not find many attachments or some gear. It just seems like the loot is pretty off, but I think that's something that they're already fixing on PC. Karakin goes live today on PC, so we'll see what some of the streamers say and we'll see what people say on Twitter. I'm sure there'll be a lot of things going on, and we as console players have the ability to kind of wait a week and see how things go. Maybe by the time we get it, the loot is adjusted even more to make people happy. Now the map in general, some cool things about it. Basically you can fly anywhere. No matter where the flight path is, you can get to anywhere because the map is so small. I do like the bunkers, I think those are pretty cool. You have to find some C4. You find a little dome-shaped building. If it has a red flag out front, that means you can actually get into the bunker by blowing a hole in the floor. And usually down there you can find some pretty decent loot. That's where we found the best stuff. We found some DMRs, some snipers, some scopes. Seems like the little compounds are okay for finding starter weapons, but if you want some really decent loot, you gotta find yourself a bunker, get in there, and get out. Another thing I like about the map is the terrain. You can have some really good fights and you can take cover around the natural terrain. That's one of the reasons I like Miramar. It's because the fights when you're outside are pretty unique, especially when you get a smaller circle. So since this is a much smaller map to begin with, there's a lot of unique fights and different engagements. And I actually love the fact that there's no frag grenades on this map. It's replaced by the C4, which are called sticky bombs. And that allows you to think a little bit differently about your engagements. So you can't throw a frag to force people out of cover. If you throw a sticky bomb, it's not going to do much and it doesn't go very far at all. But I like the way that changes the game up because without the threat of frag grenades, you don't necessarily have to worry at any moment you could just be instantly killed. Plus, with there only being 64 players on Karakin, it is a nice change of pace. There's instant action if you want it, and usually there'll be a team really close to you, so you find some weapons and you can attack them or you can wait for them to come to you. But with only 64 players and the action-packed nature of the map, the matches are over pretty quick, making it a much faster alternative to the normal PUBG game. This might be something really small and insignificant to a lot of players, but I really enjoy the new sounds that they've added to the game. So they've changed just about all the guns, the way they sound when they reload, when they are handled, everything about them. I really do like that. And of course there's some issues, so there's an issue actually backing out of a match. You have to sometimes hold the B button to back out and then push A, because it just keeps showing the rating screen and it never lets you actually select anything. My game has crashed a couple times after I've ended a match and I tried to back out, so I had to log back into the game, but no big deal there. As long as it's not crashing while I'm in the game, I'm perfectly fine with that. But it's a bit of an annoyance, so hopefully they can get that fixed before we go live. And I have noticed some connectivity issues, but we are in the test server. Some of these things are to be expected. So needless to say, I am very excited for this to hit the live servers on January 30th. I'll have a patch video going over that. If there are any changes, I'll be sure to mention that. But hopefully you guys get a chance to download the PTS and give it a try. There are a lot of players playing right now. You get a match pretty much instantly no matter what you pick, because now they have opened up solos and squads. And trust me, squads is so much fun on Erangel if you can find a glider. But let me know if you've played the test server in the comment section below. What is your experience? Have you noticed any game-breaking issues, or are you having a lot of fun just like me? Also, be sure to like the video if you find it useful and subscribe to stay up to date on everything that I publish. You can follow me on Twitter at YTBoris15. I'm going to let some more gameplay roll in the background, no more commentary from here on out. So enjoy that if you want to stick around, but until next time, I'll see you later.